our job is to connect the dots, obviously. It's about being honest, it's about guiding the buyers to the right property. Well, I think that some sellers a few years ago would have been unrealistic about the market, but now it's pretty widely reported throughout Dubai. If you turn on the radio, 103.8, if you go on the internet, whatever, it's widely reported that the market has been in a downturn for quite some time. At the beginning of a downturn, some sellers don't really want to listen. They don't want to hear about that. They're like, my property's worth this and I'm going to take it or leave it. Now sellers are more receptive to the idea that, look, the market isn't what it was, and perhaps I'm willing to negotiate further opposed to what I would have done a few years ago. With the whole coronavirus or COVID pandemic, we now, on one side, we've got some motivated sellers that perhaps have a fundamental need to sell their property. Perhaps they've lost their job, or they're being reassigned, or whatever it may be. So they have a real fundamental need to sell. And on the flip side, you've got some buyers that they've seen a 6-year downturn in the market in terms of the price point. They perhaps have job security and they are keen to get into the market with a reduced down payment, which obviously Dubai Land Department has implemented about 2 or 3 months ago. So that is really, those two things correlate to make a really good property market. It's about being honest, it's about guiding the buyers to the right property. Like they've all got needs. Like it doesn't really matter what property they want. Like they could want exactly the same property, but which out of these two sellers perhaps has a greater need to sell their property? I'm going to help guide them, assist them, like show them like what's on the market. I'm going to tell them which seller perhaps would like to sell more than the next seller, and yeah, that's going to guide them from that side. And on the seller side, if I'm dealing with a landlord or a seller, I'm going to give them honest, factual market data, same as always. Like, this property is sold at this price, here's the transaction volume, here's the change in the price point throughout the last 12 months, or specifically over the last 3 months since the coronavirus pandemic. And then it's up to them to make their own decision. It's all about educating people, yeah. People don't always have access to all the data that we have access to. We obviously have Dubai Land Department's data, property monitor data, and stuff from Property Finder as well. So it's bringing this to the table, showing these guys what the trend is in the prices.